with Sam Oracle Chinedu ends the day from 9 p.m. through to 1 a.m. So I will encourage you to keep your dial locked on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. Without further ado, let's talk effective methods for assessing knowledge transfer. Okay, welcome back to the sunny side. I did start off by saying that for so long, some of us have wondered the real objectives of examinations in our educational system. With examination malpractice becoming an everyday conversation, can we still count on it to be the most effective and valid method for assessing knowledge transfer? I think it was on Monday. Was it Monday or was it last week? I had that conversation about examination malpractice, talking about total eradication. And some of you said it's almost impossible to eradicate examination malpractice because of corruption. Corruption is everywhere, even in our educational system. People cash out during exams because there will be malpractice. Malpractice is the only means that will enable them to cash out. A teacher called from Eche, I think it was Choma, and she mentioned that there are people that literally lobby to be part of the staff strength, to be staff members, haddock staffs as it were, staff members, I beg your pardon, when it gets to examination period, because they want to be invigilators or supervisors, and this gives them the right or leverage to collect certain fees, all in a bid to facilitate examination malpractice. That is how some people cash out. WAEC examinations, internal examinations, external examinations, you name it. And it may surprise you to know that even in theological institutions are institutions where people go and learn the Bible, simply put, there is still some level of examination malpractice. It cuts across all religion. Christians engage in examination malpractice. Atheists engage in examination malpractice. Muslims engage in examination malpractice. Buddhists engage in examination malpractice. As many religions as you can possibly think of. Some people practicing those religion engage in examination malpractice. So if I am able to pass an exam because I cheated, I engage in examination malpractice, will that be seen or considered as me being a brilliant or intelligent student? Will it be recorded that I was taught well because I was able to pass well? Now that's where the problem lies. Once upon a time, as an undergraduate student in the university, I discovered that some of my classmates were cramming to pass an exam. Let me shock you. Do you know that some of my classmates who crammed to pass the examinations actually crammed their way to first class? I'm not lying. This is truth. I cannot mention their names, but hey, sometimes off the record we gist about some of these things. How do I know they crammed? Some of them actually opened up to say, "Omo, hi, thank God for cramming, no." And it was all in a bid to pass the examination and pass well. In fact, one of them said she had promised her parents she was going to make a first class, and for that reason she had to make a first class any which way. And she knew how to cram. So she crammed her way, made A's in all her exams, and emerged as a first-class graduate of the Department of Linguistics and Communication Studies. Now, year 1 first semester gone, year 2 second semester gone. It turns out that sometimes what we do at each level is repeated, not repeated, is upgraded. So let us say we have Nigeria Info 1.1 as a course in year 1. When we get to year 2, we'll have Nigeria Info 2.11, meaning it's an upgrade. So if you probably did not understand what was taught in Nigeria Info 1.1 in level 100, it only means that when you get to level 200 and meet the upgraded course, you will be lost. So everything that the lecturer keeps saying sounds alien to these people because, hey, have we learned this thing before? You hear questions like that. They say, yes, now we did it in year 1 now. First semester course. Hey, I don't remember, but this person made an A. He shocked you. This person made an A. When I had the conversation last week, someone reached out to me and said, Denise, please, never ever in your life talk about eradicating examination malpractice. And I said, do you know that it was examination malpractice that helped us go through school? If we did not cheat, there is no how we would have been graduates today. Now, I do not know the statistics. I cannot sit here and tell you that, over 200 people cheated, and out of these 200, 120 passed, and they are graduates today. These are the same persons seeking employment with other people who actually did not cheat, but made maybe a 2-1 or a 2-2 or a third class with their own understanding and brain and their level of comprehension. That is why I am asking, are examinations still the effective method for assessing knowledge transfer in the academia? You say they are, you have to justify it. And they are no longer effective. I would like to suggest to us other ways of evaluating or assessing knowledge transfer in the academia, especially since we look forward to boosting the level of education, not the level of education in Nigeria. Let's talk. 070-0923 0923 070-0923 0923, and the WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. You can watch us live on Twitter. Twitter handle is at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. A call screener is on standby to take your calls. What that simply means is before you get through to me in the studio, someone is assigned to take your call first and pass you on to me. Also, do remember to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call and be audible so we can hear you. I don't know the message to start with. Let me see. Hello, Didi. It's not possible to cram to first class. First class students are very intelligent people. In our time, first class people are super intelligent students. Engineer Kingsley, if I did not know this, I wouldn't say it. I am telling you that it is possible to cram to first class. What does it take to get a first class? If you score between 70 to 200, you get an A, true or false? Yeah, that's the grading system. From 60 to 69 is a B. From 50 to 59 is a C. CGPAs are calculated. I remember how the math is done, but I'm trying to explain so that you can understand. The credit load, I think that there's a way they multiply it. So if you get a B and then they multiply it by the credit load and then they give you the total CGPA, my brother, it's very possible. Don't ask me how. I don't know how they do it, but I know people do it. Mr. Zion from Jare, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Go ahead.
You read to know and you sought to pass.
Now wow. I don't understand. If you know, hold on. If you know, why are you now sorting?
Even the lecturer is the one telling you this one.
Oh.
Can you see the danger now?
I see.
It is the lecturer that is telling you this. You read to know. You are welcome, no problem to know. But to pass, you need to sort it out. That was the funny educational system the Western destroyed and brought to us. But look at our African method in transferring knowledge and education. There were two methods for instructions, where you use the formal and informal method. you inform them through a method of which you include them. Come and learn this work. Most of us growing up, we hear that now. Your uncle is in Abeokuta, is a mechanic. Go there and learn mechanic. True or false? Your uncle or your auntie is in Zaria. She is doing business. Go and learn that business. There was this generational transfer of knowledge and education among a family. You cannot remove it from them. They were good in carving woods or architecturing, building houses, mechanics, electricians. My grandfather is an electrician. He may not get the university education, but through experiences, his failure and his success. Of course, even education today, what is our project? Was it not the success and failure of somebody that was documented? We will now copyright and be calling the project. You see that? So you find that even the present education we are talking about, that we claim that our fathers know nothing, it is a knowledge we are getting. That is why when you take a patient to the hospital, the first thing the doctor will ask for is a folder. What does that mean? I want to know your medical history. The doctor has attended to you, the kind of illnesses you have, how you have it, your body temperatures, and the rest. See, our African method has been the best. We are not considered to know if you can first or your CGPA is 3.4, 4.00. That wasn't our concern. Our concern is, can you do the job? And people were become successful. They were professionals. Go and look at the woodworks that were done 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Can you compare to the woodwork being done today? A research was taken out. They were looking for people that were sculptors. They were traced to Benin City. But today, can you trace a sculpture back to Benin City? Everybody's looking to their own money. But how we should have maintained that African method in transferring knowledge? Oh my goodness me. No building that collapsed.
But then again, if we want to embrace the African method in transferring knowledge, there is a limit. Okay, now let me go by what you have said, Mr. Zion. The African method will say, if you want to be an OAP like Denise Dennis, you should come to Nigeria for right and study under Denise Dennis. Is that not what you mean?
Of course.
Okay. Now you would want to also consider whether or not there are vacancies or there are such platforms that are created. I'm just using my industry for example. You want to also be sure that this person is going to take full advantage of that opportunity as opposed to just what's the word they call it? Is it famzing? I don't know if I'm getting the word right, but they come and they are serious-minded. I don't know if the youth of this generation are as serious and level-headed as those in time past. So you would want to ask, if you're saying that, we should go back to that way of learning, there are limits to how much it... Yeah.
Even in the days of Aristotle and Plato, they went through a particular teacher. A particular teacher. If you want to bring the African method, nobody will look for job. Today, a lot of people who are in the media industry, they did not tell mass com. But by right, for you to be in the media industry, you must read mass com.
Okay.
You must see what you read.
All
See,
right,
until we go back to the foundation, that is only when we can get it right. I want to study electrician. I need to go to electrical electronics. I need to go meet that guy that has been repairing radio 1974, 1945.
Okonkwo from Rumokota, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon, my brother. Go ahead.
Yes. The reason for one of the reasons for examination malpractice is because the examination invigilators
are
not giving proper money attention.
I like to clear the air. We're not talking about reasons for examination malpractice. I'm asking a very straightforward question. Are examinations still the most effective method for assessing knowledge transfer in the academia? That's the question.
Yes, examination is still stands as a pillar through which academic knowledge is being tested. Because outside it, there's no other thing that we can use. Just
There's
like your
nothing else
scenario,
you can use.
you said
Are you
somebody became a first class through cramming. But the cramming is not the best. It's memorization that is the best. Because when one memorizes, the person remembers it 10, 15, 20 years to come. But the real truth is that we should ask the teacher us the more than to make sure that proper knowledge is located into the pupils and the students of different institutions. And also to help them that during revision that they should do their best and to test them to know.
All right. Thank you so much, Okonkwo. I think for some reason the network disconnected you. If you still have more to say, feel free to call back. 070-0923-0923 is the number to call. Once again, we're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info Page. At Nigeria Info Page is our Twitter handle, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. I'd like to read through some of your WhatsApp messages. There. Hi, Didi. It's your friend. What's this? I don't think that examinations are a real test of how much we understood what was taught us. There are few students I teach reading and writing, and they're graduates. They confided in me that they sorted throughout secondary school and university, and they can't read or write properly. Interesting. Hello, Didi. It is very difficult to eradicate examination malpractice because of the corrupt educational system of our country. Examination malpractice increases superficial learning and produces unqualified graduates. Michael, we're not talking about eradication. We already talked about eradication of examination practice. I am saying that we can not tell exactly how someone was able to earn a degree. We cannot tell if the person cheated to pass. We cannot tell if the person crammed to pass. We cannot tell if the person sorted to pass. These are the things that are made possible as a result of conducting examinations. If there were no examinations in the first place, there would be no examination malpractice. There is a malpractice because there is an examination. If there were no examinations in the first place, people will not cheat. If there were no examinations in the first place, people will not sort. And yes, some people would say, let us fall back to things like thesis or projects. Well, I do know for a fact that people do copy and paste for projects as well. And when it comes to defending a project, well, I don't think anybody really fails in the project defense. The worst you will get is probably an E or a D. I don't know. Has anybody ever failed a project? You will sure get something either ways. And then all of these things will now be compiled and they say, we award you this certificate in character and in learning. I'm keen on in learning. And character will have to do with whether or not you found that certificate through some funny means that were not that were not telling well on your character. But in learning, they would say, write an exam. Let's be sure that you learned. But how many people will be tested with examination and then it will be a true test of the knowledge transferred to them, showing that they indeed learned? Let's hear from AB in Abacha Road. All right, AB, you would have to call me back. So let's not get it twisted. I'm not talking about how to eradicate examination malpractice. Is examination malpractice going to be eradicated? What are the root causes? No. We're done talking about all of that. We're moving forward. Hello, the examination is no more a good way to assess knowledge anymore, because besides just memorizing what you were taught, people also cheat in exams. The best way is to show what you can use your knowledge to achieve. Let's hear from AB. AB is back. Hi, AB. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Constance, good afternoon.
My name is Denise, not Constance. Go ahead.
Okay, Denise, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In this conversation this afternoon, I was very, very interested of the conversation because when I came to Port Harcourt, there is something my father taught me when I was a small boy. I went to school from primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was passing exams from that primary 1 to 5. So my father stopped me from that primary 5 and took me to the business. And I learned something from that business. Pastor Larry used to tell us, say, let us observe and learn. So when I was observing from my father, I came to this state with 700 naira, 1999, and I started business with that very small money. And to that money, that 700 naira kept me for 22 years.
Wow.
Observe and learn. Don't despise the day of little beginning.
Okay.
Thank you.
Observe and learn. Do not despise the days of little beginning. I'm on Twitter, and I would like to read through some of your tweets. At Chronicles PHC on Twitter says, no. Examinations are assessment of learning after teaching and learning of an academic model has happened. Educators have found this strategy to be faulty because by the time you test for learning, it is already too late to effect any correction. Interesting. Hold on. I have some more tweets. Just a few seconds, please. Okay. Let me go to WhatsApp. Okay, this one reads, good afternoon, Didi. Examination is used to test mental capability of a student over a particular course of study. But to crown it all, I think our today method of examination is overrated due to sorting and examination malpractice and shouldn't be a yardstick to measure intelligence because at some point you see those who come out with low grade performing better than those with high grade in the labor market or place of primary assignment. Peter Bright, Chimena from Omoma. Didi, for me, I think paper examinations have failed woefully, and it's high time we employ oral examination to get our education system back on track. Hello, Didi. Examinations are a test for understanding, but it is not a true test of knowledge because examinations can be passed through different illegitimate ways. Brown from Ozwaba. Good day, Didi. Examination is one of the ways to test knowledge, but also have some lapses that bedevils that assessment. Didi, some people are bright academically, but always fighting to express their academic prowess in that short time. This is why companies do written and oral examinations. You're doing well. My regards to your family, Engineer Kingsley. Thank you so much. We need to go on a commercial break, but we will be back to take more calls, read more messages, and round off the conversation. I was going to mention something. I have seen people who failed because for some reason the lecturer said, I cannot see the person's handwriting. Yes. I could not see what the person was writing. I have seen people who failed because when the lecturer was marking their script, he was in a bad mood. I have seen people fail for some funny reasons. We'll talk more about that when we come back from this commercial break. We are Nigerian. Just stay tuned. I'll skip the phone number handy. 070092309.
For more talk